What is going on, guys? Flagship grand opening guy 444 here, coming at you with a little bit of a switcheroo. Over the past couple of years especially, Spirit Halloween has been notorious for remaking, re-releasing, revitalizing a lot of their classic animatronics. And today I'm going to be explaining to you all the different categories for these animatronics. Now when I say that, it's because that there is a lot of different categories that a lot of these could fit into, some of them even being multiple categories, to help you better understand what these type of animatronics are and how they fit into the lineup of sorts. So without further ado, I'm Spooky Guy 444. Here is Spirit Halloween Flashbacks and Remakes Explained. So the main one that a lot of people are definitely familiar with would be returnees, which is basically just when an animatronic sells very well a prior year and it is remade and reordered again the very next. Basically, this is something that is very, very common. It has been going on for now over 11 years with the jumping spider. It has been going on for many years with the sitting scarecrow. Of course, some more recent ones such as Beetlejuice, Pennywise, Sam. The list goes on and on and on. This is something that everybody should be, of course, familiar with, as it's not very hard to kind of categorize and figure out, but it is basically when something that sells very, very well, such as the ones that I listed, will come back for many, many years, or maybe just a year or two, like animatronics such as Mr. Dark. Reorders are a bit of a weird one, and let me try and explain it. The reorder is on the far half of this kind of triple threat category that we're about to get into, with the reorder being the least changed drastically type because it is a reorder. Normally this happens when an animatronic goes discontinued for a couple of years, and then kind of almost out of the blue, they get remade and rebranded and repurposed. Some key animatronics that this will fit into would be items such as Cerberus, who was discontinued in 2016 but then came back for 2019, Menacing Molly, who was discontinued in 2019 but actually went back in stock just this year. There is very minimal or no differences at all with Menacing Molly. The biggest differences are of course the paint job, and with Cerberus I don't think there's any at all. These animatronics are far and few between as of now, but I'm sure as time goes on we'll actually be seeing these a lot more often, as with the current state of the company, they keep getting bigger and bigger every year, and more animatronics that were good sellers or even bad sellers are just becoming widely praised. The remake is one that is kind of complicated, and I'll try to explain it the best that I possibly can. Remakes are, well, remakes of classic animatronics with a few not super obvious but key differences. These ones with key differences can fit in pretty easily with something such as the roaming antique doll, which has a slightly different sculpt, Wacky Mole, which has more differences that I could even list, or animatronics such as the Limb Ripper, who actually according to corporate is listed as a flashback, but that's kind of weird. A lot of the differences are mainly quality, or maybe some slight quality changes with the paint job or the mask. Sometimes the phrases can be slightly change. Of course the box art is going to be way different, even having new stock images. That's kind of the key difference when it comes to those remakes. Now the remakes can also be almost similar to direct reorders, but it's been such a long period of time since they were out that they actually still considered to be remakes even with slight quality changes. Items like this are actually the two YJ returners, Bloody Bag of Jokes and the Little Nestor. The Flashback Fridays are the most complicated ones for sure. It's quite easy to actually explain it once you kind of understand. And it's going to be down to the original three from 2020. Of course, with these flashbacks, they have completely different sculpts, sometimes completely changed audio, but they still kind of hold similarities that keep them original to their classic forms from years prior. With Uncle Charlie, of course, we have the massive step in quality, but also a mouth movement, different colored eyes, and a completely different head and stance and height. Flesh-eating zombie, we had a new sculpt, we had improved audio quality, and we had the added mouth animation. And with Gatekeeper, he had new audio tracks, a completely different robe, and once again, much better quality. With those original three though, they're quite controversial, considering there's people that love but hate Charlie, there's people that love but hate Flesh Eater, but I think we can all agree when we say that the Gatekeeper flashback stomps the original into the ground. And now to talk about the revitalized characters. This is a more recent one, just starting last year, where we actually see these animatronics with the classic characters getting new characters done to them. Take, for example, Little Skelly Bones. Little Skelly Bones is a classic swinging prop from 2015, 2016. Everybody knows him. He's loved, he's praised. He was remade just last year, and now he is a jumping prop by a completely different company. And that was quite strange for a lot of people to see. I'm actually all there for the idea, because I think there's a lot of classic animatronics that could have different animations or features in today's modern times, and it would actually benefit them heavily. I think that the Skelly Bones one was executed quite well, but they're also a bit of a mixed bag because we have young Crouchy. Young Crouchy, of course, if you don't know the original Crouchy, it is the massive 7-foot party time monster from 2019 to 2021, one of the most popular items ever, where to pay homage of him, they made a baby version. Am I a fan of this? No, I think it sucks, and I also think the collector one is pretty bad too. That is all key parts of these revitalized characters, and we'll actually be seeing this a lot more often, I guarantee, as I think, like I said, it could benefit them greatly. It could add a lot of new character to already great characters. I would support it as long as the designs are good. They can all be through different companies, like take for example with the Little Skelly Bones one, the original is of course a YJ piece, while the new one is made by CCL. I hope that explains it pretty well. I thought this would just be a super fun video to make, just super quick, super explanatory, just to kind of help newer people in the community understand how these flashbacks, returns, remakes, they all work, and just show that not everything post Limb Ripper is considered a Flashback Friday. I would actually love to see more, not just Flashback Fridays, but more of these revitalized characters, and I think we'll honestly still be seeing a ton of both, as a lot of it all has great promise. But with that being said, I'm SpookyGuy444. I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. Hit the links down below to follow my Instagram, support the clothing brand, or if you're interested in any sort of collaborations, be sure to hit my email, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.